Welcome to the MindTalk podcast, where we delve into the roots of dis-ease growing deep in the subconscious mind. I am your host, Diane Vanas, with over 25 years in energy medicine. Today, I'll be working with a cat. She's 13 years old. Her name is Baby. She's got a companion, Mustache, and both he and her got sick with a respiratory infection back in May or June, and I treated them with home remedies and they got better. He had actually gotten it worse, and she was so concerned about him that she was seemingly leaving half of her food for him. And then she was getting sick and he was getting better. She couldn't eat much due to having a runny nose. They both got better from the respiratory illness, but now she has some kind of an anxious thing about eating. I didn't know if it was her teeth, something psychological. And then I tried feeding her while Mustache was out of the room and she'd eat her food. But now today she's kind of back not eating again. I opened some salmon. She ate some salmon, but then walked away from it. So I just thought I would try a belief system session just to see if that might have any impact on her. So this is a partial system, meaning it's not a full belief system, just bits and pieces. And not sure how this is going to translate for an animal, but anyway, everything is vibrational frequencies. So I'm just going to go ahead and see what happens. So the first thing that comes up, since it's a partial, it could be all out of order or just like a list of beliefs. But I'm coming up with the faulty core identity first. And it's something in the heart chakra related to self. And it's I am lost. So, I don't know if we'll define it or figure that out. Her original master was my mother, who died about 3 years ago. So I know she's been a little lost since then. Anyway, we also have a limiting belief, and it's in the throat chakra related to awareness, and it's I am too quiet. She is the more quiet of the two, definitely. He's got the big personality, and she's just sort of in the background. And then we have something in the power chakra, the solar plexus, and it's I'm expected to be perfect. So that's interesting, isn't it? That a kitty cat would think that we might expect her to be perfect. I don't know. And then we have something in the root chakra, and it's I am too stupid. And then we have some emotions that would probably feed and water this partial belief system, so-called tree. And the first one is hopelessness. So let's just go ahead and release Baby's hopelessness. Did we release that? Yes. Okay, so we also have the emotion of failure. So let's go ahead and release failure. Did we release that? Yes. Okay, and then we also have low self-esteem. So let's just go ahead and release low self-esteem. Did we release low self-esteem? Yes. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and release all those negative beliefs that we came up with, starting with that faulty core identity, releasing I am lost, releasing the limiting belief I am too quiet, releasing I'm expected to be perfect, and releasing I am too stupid. So did we release that complete belief system, that partial belief system? Yes, but we do have a positive. So we're going to install a positive belief, and it's I am loved and blessed to be cared for by my people. So that sounds very sweet. I am loved and blessed to be cared for by my people. So that's it. I hope it makes a difference. So it's July 14th, a couple of days after the belief session work for baby cat. And I did notice a little less anxiety, but still there's something going on with her mouth. I noticed that she has like a sore or an ulcer by a tooth that has some tartar. So I looked that up, and it's called Stomatitis, and it's sort of an immune system imbalance after a respiratory infection, and it seems like it's painful for her to eat. She wants to drink water from a dripping faucet. So I'm doing some more energy work for her today. I'm going to be releasing some emotions first, and then do a partial belief system. So we have the emotion of lost, and she would be lost without her buddy Mustache if something happened to him. So she kind of gives the impression that she sacrifices herself to keep him happy, like giving him her food, especially when they were sick, or he was sick first. And then we're going to clear that, lost. And then we have another emotion, fear, sort of an abnormal fear of people dying and leaving her. She doesn't want Mustache to be gone, or people that take care of her not to come back. And she's afraid she will be lost if we don't come to feed them or care for them. So let's just release that fear. And then we also have the emotion of anger. So we're just going to release that anger. And now we're going to get into the belief system session aspect of the work. So we have a partial system, which means it doesn't really follow any set plan. It's just kind of hodgepodge. So we have a limiting belief in the heart chakra related to family. And it's about Mustache. He's her cat friend, her brother, or her husband, I don't know. Anyway, it's my Mustache friend doesn't love me as much as I love him. Interesting. And then we have another limiting belief in the root chakra, kind of like victim mentality, is I don't matter to anyone anymore. Old, throw me away. That's kind of sad. So we have another negative program, and this is actually a positive. So we're gonna install a positive, and it's in the crown chakra related to higher self. I align with the truth of who I am and how life works. So let's just install I align with the truth of who I am and how life works. And then we actually have another positive, sort of like a positive core identity. And it's in the heart chakra, like about parents. I do not submit to abuse. But I think this is actually about her own, like, self-abuse, being like a martyr. So I do not submit to abuse. Just installing that. And now we can go ahead and release the 2 negatives that we had. So let's release my mustache doesn't love me as much as I love him. And the limiting belief, I don't matter to anyone anymore. I'm old, throw me away. Okay, so I'm going to get a little tool to scrape the tartar on her teeth and give her some colloidal silver. See what we can do to get her mouth a little less painful, or get her to a vet to have that looked at. But we'll see how this works.